Hey, we're live. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining as ever. It's a Wednesday, time for some well-being midweek, a chance to lift your spirits, to do something together. Really looking forward to sharing this week's fold, the plumage star. So one with lovely different colours, and this one's with copy paper. Actually, if anything, copy paper, it will stay a little bit easier. So these are without glue. They are a little bit of a balancing act. Actually, with a thicker paper, it stays a little bit better. So this is one of my own designs, although to be honest, it feels like a finding rather than a design. I haven't really known what was going to happen, and that's actually really exciting. I'm originally a scientist and I work as an artist as well. So science and art are my thing. Hello, Eric. And origami is very much that. It wasn't something I automatically did. I would generally make up my own thing. Hello, Stephen. Oh dear, what's going on with my voice? I'm fine. Just getting those vocal cords warmed up. I guess we do less chatting probably, don't we, these days? Less seeing people. What was I saying? I don't know. So yeah, we're going to make a plumage star. And I've been on quite an origami journey. Actually, today I've been trying to gather together and make a record of all the things I've been finding. So it's pretty much over the last month or so, I have been deliberately trying to look less. Hello, Margaret. Hello, Eric. Hello, Penny. Stephen. I've been trying to look less at other people's work and instead see if I can find things for myself. Oh, lovely to see you all. Even if it's just via the comments, obviously I can't see you, but you can see me. So I've been giving myself a challenge. Deborah, welcome. I've been giving myself a challenge. Santosh, oh, welcome too. I've been giving myself a challenge to see if I can find things myself. So I have actually taken a strained inspiration from the virus itself and actually nature generally produces new folds, and it's without any insight as to what's going to work and what isn't going to work. It's just by trying and seeing what happens. So I took inspiration for this. This is the first one where I really sort of got going on experimenting. And it has a very definite origin. So the modular star, the 16-pointed star, which I've shown you before, which is gorgeous. Everyone loves this. It's a little bit unsure where the origins are, but I really do think what's special about origami is while something becomes traditional, I think the word tradition should be exchanged with loved by people. If something's been enjoyed, it's been passed on a lot, and that's a wonderful thing. It's giving joy, it's been passed on. So this has become a rather beloved piece of origami, 16-pointed modular star, which is wonderful. And I guess the principle here, if you've done this with me before, is that two little prongs kind of fit into little pockets. So it's a good kind of simple principle. Anyway, from the modular star, last week I shared with you this lovely little traditional bird, and I just love it. Anyway, in folding this, I realised there's a nice little pocket again, and I thought, I wonder whether you could make some kind of star from that. So hence plumage star arose. So you can see the origins, that this is obviously very similar. You can see the back of the bird there. And you can see, of course, that it's a similar principle. It's the same principle as a 16-pointed star. This actually seems to have 20 pieces for me. And I just thought it was very elegant, very beautiful. So I called it plumage because I thought obviously the bird and I thought the modular star. So I'm looking forward to sharing this. So it's a new design, and I've got plenty of new things that I'll be sharing with you. I thought that way they're inventions which I'm really happy to pass on to anybody. So you can also teach and pass on without asking me. So they come with care, they come with support of well-being. Obviously, commercial is different. I mean, that's obvious, but otherwise, these things are passed on out of care, and that's what I want to encourage for us all. Origami represents time together, kindness, sharing. I think the best side of us. So, if any of these things you enjoy, appreciate, want to share, you're welcome to. So there'll be many things to come. So other things in coming weeks will be week next. We'll be doing, thank you, Eric. We'll be doing this, what I call a lotus bud. So I'll be making these buds, which again, it's just me experimenting and just playing with paper and finding fascinating. I think very much all inspired by nature. So I'll be sharing them with you next week, calling them the lotus buds. And then the week after, I will share how these buds can be built upon to create flowers, probably quite realistic looking flowers, which I call the cactus flowers. So that'll be the following week. They all use the same unit actually. And it's just little principles, things that I've learned from folding from others, and I guess try not to look at others and just look at nature and see what happens. The week after that, this is a bit of a prequel. This which I've been again my own finding. I have no idea whether anybody else has found this, but it is just through my own playing around. I call the square knot. So learning to make one, and then you can interlink them with a little linker at the back. It's tessellation, but these are separate pieces of paper. So if you've just got a couple, you can just about get them to just stay with the linker, but if you have lots, they'll start to slip out. So I have had to use a little bit of glue. Oh, Stephen, well, I'm glad you are getting an appointment. That's good too. You know that all of these films, these live folds, will be recorded there, so you can go back to it. We will be thinking of you. I hope it goes well. That's good that you're being seen. So that will be something else. So yeah, so some exciting. Thank you, Deborah. Some really exciting projects, and I'm just looking forward to sharing them with you. All inspired by nature, all inspired by tradition, by trees and wonderful things. Honey, welcome. So lovely to have you here. So we should get started. So we're going to have a go at making a plumage star. I've no idea if we're going to make the whole thing in this time. We'll certainly get started, and let's just see how it goes. So there are 20 pieces. Obviously, we'll be making the same thing over and over again. And I think that's what's rather lovely, is the repetition, actually. It's very calming. I find modular very meditative. It's clearly not fast, but that's exactly why it's good. It encourages you to take time out. And the satisfaction as it comes together, it's just so pleasing, something like a ring, isn't it? So I hope you're going to enjoy this. And a colleague said they'd really like to learn this. They thought it was a feisty star, which I thought was a rather lovely comment from a rather lovely person who looks after others. So grab your board or whatever it is you'd like to press on. Here goes. Excellent. Yes, we were last week. If you look back, Eric, at last week's session, we were all asking and all kind of going, "Oh, thank you, Penny, for solving that you were okay. I hope you're feeling much better. Presumably you are, Eric. I'm glad it was for good reasons with the vaccine." Right, we're going to make a couple of squares. So we're just making little squares for now. That's it. Oh yes, I'm glad you said Stephen, because it'll be like for Eric that all of us will be going, "Where's Stephen? I hope he's okay. We're thinking of you." So at least we'll know. That's right. So we're just going to make a square, which for those of you with origami paper would be that 15 centimetres square. I've ended up rather loving the tearing technique. Particularly with the flowers, actually, because you just see those lovely plant fibres from trees. Okay, a good strong line. Oh, yes, we were thinking of you. So I'll be able to make 4 squares from there. I'm going to make another square. Right, if we were to do, I don't know if we'll do 20 pieces. What do you think? Is there any vote on this? Are we going to do 20 pieces in the session? Or shall I just get you started and leave you to finish as an evening project? Oh, wow, from Hampton Court Palace? My word, honey. Just enjoy being there. Oh, bless you. That's exciting. What are you up to? Is it fun? Are you doing some amazing art projects with them? I hope you are. Gosh, thank you for joining us. Wish we were there with you. Folding in Hampton Court Palace would be rather amazing. Right, what do you think? Maybe if we start making some squares. So you would need, so from each of these big squares, we might as well make smaller ones. Wow. You've come along. Hello, Rosemary. Welcome. Splitting the square up. So Rosemary, all we're doing at the moment is we're making squares. littleish squares. So I have made 2 squares out of an A4 sheet, and now each of these squares I'm splitting up into 4. So obviously from one sheet there'll be 8. Now for this, for this plumage star, which is what we're making, I have found that 20 for me works. I don't know if we'll fold 20 pieces in this time. Has anybody got any feelings about that? Whether you would definitely like to fold it in this time, or if I get you started, then you can continue. I don't know. Get lost in the maze. Oh, get lost in folding. That's what I feel like a lot. To me, it's like a little rabbit hole. I dive down it. It can be very hard to come out again. Such fun. So yeah, my new thing at the moment is not looking at anything, having a piece of paper, see what happens. I've actually found that almost the simplest folds are a good place to start. And then from there, just exploring, and one thing seems to lead to another. Sometimes I have ideas, sometimes I just find something. But it's mostly been for me principles of you need a tuck, really, a tuck pocket or something like that in order to be able to build something. And I've really enjoyed not knowing what's going to happen. Whereas other things I've done, I've sort of designed deliberately, but I've actually had, for me, more satisfaction not knowing what's going to happen, which to me is more like science or nature, really. Right, I've made 8, not made 20 yet, but fantastic. You're painting amazing. Well done, honey, getting out there. That's brilliant. Very touched that you tune in for us. Oh, you've added a set of magic to this. Right, so with our little squares, if you just fold it in half, I can imagine, honey, you can do lots of lovely things with this. Lovely colours and yeah. So I'm just folding a diagonal. Now it will start very much like the little bird that we made last week, which is where this starts with, really. Origami Garden. We just love patterns, don't we? They are so pleasing. And I think it's the orderliness of things that we don't really like random or things that feel out of our control. Sometimes it can be nice if you fully embrace that. But often a little bit of order is very pleasing to our brains. I guess it's, it just makes you feel everything's okay. It's like a big hug. Yeah, right. Back to our little patterns. So little square and single diagonal line. Now take the sides and bring it to that middle line. It's suddenly got very dark. It's going to pour down here soon. Don't know what it's like in Hampton Court Palace. You definitely added some magic, honey. Right, that side again to the middle line. So it looks like a little kite. Like so. So this is starting, as I said, like the little bird that we made last week. So it looks like a kite, and we're going to take this top bit and fold it back so it's hidden away. So if you made the bird last week, this will seem the same. It is really. Oh, thank you, Alberto. That's so lovely. Welcome to you in Colombia. I hope you're keeping well. Presumably and hopefully you are. Yeah, South America's such a difficult time. Really, really hope that everything will get better. Thinking of you all, everybody across the world. Right, so hopefully it looks like that. And we're going to take this side and fold it down. So we're going to fold it down along that main line. I'll be doing this a few times, so hopefully you'll get the hang of it. That's it. And then this side, again at the vertical line. I think probably what I'm doing different for the origami videos is they're less kind of instruction, they're more just a bit of hanging out time, which I figure we're missing company. So that's kind of what I'm doing it for, is less what it's of and more of how it makes you feel. That to me is what's important. Am I doing this right? I'm wondering actually. Sorry. Look at my own instructions. I've been doing so many different things recently. Oh, excuse me. No, I think that's okay. Yep, okay. So it should look like this. And turning it round. And then you can see it feels like a bird already, doesn't it? So we're going to take this area, and we're going to fold from that line. Can you see? From the point where the tip comes down. Oh, symbolic indeed. So from the other side, it looks like this. It's just such a lovely shape. That's it. That's it. And then folding it back. That's your little unit. And it's a rather lovely little structure. And you can see like the 16-piece modular star, which we all love. It has, again, those little pockets on each side, and it has a little prongy bit. So it means you can build a star. Right. So it's just doing more of that, really. So if you've got your little pieces of paper, again, diagonal line. That's it. And I think I really like this traditional little bird, because I just thought of the care and the time that's been associated with the fold, that it's been passed on through generations. Nice time together. This side to that middle line. So I like this idea that the Densho origami, the idea of the heirloom, that it's something that you pass on for well-being, for happy memories, making time for each other. That's it. So I'm less bothered about the technical side of origami, although amazing though it is, and more I think about the way that it can make you feel. Right, so your little ice cream cone or kite. And again, if you take that top bit, fold it back. I'm just going to be doing the same thing over and over again. Obviously, for all of these, I've created videos as well. So if you wanted to go back to repeating things, you can. And this is also recorded, so you can go back to it. This side, we're then going to fold along that vertical line. Joys are trying to do this mid-air, but it's a good challenge. All good for your brain. Top. And again, matching up to that vertical line. Like so. That's it. And then turning it round. And again, folding from that point. Oh, that's lovely, Adrienne. Oh, I hope it helped. That's a really nice idea. Little bird for exam. Oh, it's such a hard thing doing exams. But I guess that's kind of the point, isn't it? Began to get through difficult things. Show your worth. That's it. And then folding back. So you may have done 2 with me. Just to see whether so with anything modular, you put them both the same way around, so they're pointing in the same direction. And these 2 little prongy bits can go into those 2 little pockets. So hopefully, so actually with this one, you almost have to tilt it back. I just remembered. You almost have to tilt it back. So these are the little points that aim in first of all. I love this kind of concentration that you need with modular, particularly with the building. You have to really focus on what you're doing. That's it. And one pushes into the other. And there's always a slight tilt. But if you have 2 coloured paper, as you saw with the one that I've done here, you can get some quite nice effects. But actually copy papers, if anything, is a stronger style, less likely to fall apart. I think thin paper is not as good for this. I think thicker is good. Right, so I would certainly do my 8, and I'll assume that you would then continue with your 20. But if you feel like, Izzy, we should do the 20 together, do so. Up to you to speak up. Yes, very many times, true. Well, I'll certainly do the 8 times. It is all recorded as well. So if you have a look, my latest video is this. So you won't be left not being able to No, but it's nice. I think with anything, if you do it lots of times, it will become easier. So the side matching up towards that middle line. That's it. Probably easier not doing it mid-air. So make that little kite-like shape. And the other one to match. At some point, it does become automatic. So like this little top edge, folding back. I will certainly do the 8 with you. So hopefully you'll start to get the hang of it. And then we're going to take this side and bring it along the vertical. Yeah. And there's so many origamis all over the world, aren't there? I think in South America there's a lot of origami from South America. I guess you're more Central America, aren't you? But it's intriguing. Well, origami spreads around the world, doesn't it? So folding those down and then turning to the back. That point at the bottom of the square, folding it up. Yeah, the modulars are not so fast, are they? But as I said, I think that's also its power. It's about giving you time and a project. Like that. Right. Next one. I will keep making more. So a small square, folding it in half. And even if you're just watching, I hope it's just calming. Nice to see. Just simple joy with folding paper. It's pouring down with rain here at the moment. I don't know what weather is like, but it went dark. Hence my little fairy lights behind glow a bit more when it's a darker day. It's like winter. It's meant to be spring. It's meant to, yeah, it really is. Like an ice cream cone. Folding this back. That's it. And then this side along this vertical line. This side, bringing it down. So I'm attempting to put together a document of all the new folds that I've been finding. I think maybe there's something like 40, 45 or 46. It's quite a lot. Actually, to be fair, the first 19 were triangle folds from that. I don't know if you remember, I was playing around with the triangles. I soon found loads from that. And I think that just got me going, really. Because, yeah, it's just about experimenting, being unafraid to try things out and then folding it inwards. That's another one. Start, I've got a little collection there. Next one. Again, a vertical line. Oh wow, maybe we're getting your Sandra light now. I was going to go out for a walk after this, but at the moment it's not looking great. I feel as if there may be some hail in there as well. Oh dear. So we've done a vertical line. Side. Still, at least there's something better about a good old proper rain than just a little drizzle, isn't there? That bottom into the middle. Alice Robot Mama has just gone by. Oh, that's exciting. Gosh. Look, you're giving us a little window in the world. Thank you. Folding that back. Oh, we went on a bit of an adventure. We actually live in Oxford, and we've just not been out or done anything different. That we'd take a trip to Birmingham. It's never been so exciting. It was amazing. We felt like we're in different countries and different areas. We're imagining being back in Chicago or Detroit. Others reminds us of Chinatown, which could be China, or some of the markets reminded us of being in Eastern Europe. So it's like, all these memories of travel. But just going somewhere different was really good. I thoroughly recommend it. I think with hopefully most of us have been fairly good at trying to just do everything to keep safe, but mentally wise, it's not that great. It's just like that lack of stimulation isn't good, and to go somewhere different is quite healthy. Been challenging times for everyone. Very much thinking of people in India at the moment. I hope things get better. Feels like some miracle would be needed, to be honest, but let's hope. That vertical line, it seems very unfair that here in the UK we've done very well with vaccines. And most of which have been made in India. Oh, Science Museum. Yes, I think I've been there once before. Is it the Millennium Centre? Or I actually think I ran a workshop there one time. I've done lots of things about the brain, actually. The other side to it meets. So most of my time I'm actually a science communicator. So I'm a biologist at background. So yeah, I do lots of different projects. Obviously this time's been very different. So I've just had to embrace the online. I have to say you have all been so lovely. You've really helped, because it's a little bit scary at first going online. You know, I am inviting you into our little sitting room, into our lives, and you do feel quite vulnerable. Certainly I always feel quite sympathetic. People are famous. To me that would be hell, not being able to be anonymous. People questioning everything you say or do. I'd hate that. It's really to be treasured being anonymous, just being normal outside the middle line. So doing anything online, you can feel quite exposed. You've all been really lovely. Thank you. And giving me lots of experience of doing things live was terrifying at first, whereas now it's like, oh, I'm looking forward to being with you all. This little group is always so friendly and nice. I've learned on social media actually to block anyone who's horrible. Just if anybody makes unkind comments, don't tolerate it. Get rid of them. That way we try and keep the place a nice, kind zone. And I have found, fingers crossed, people have been on the whole nice. I think if you just give out positive things, it often does help. So the bottom of that square, folding it up. And again, you've got that lovely shape, folding it inwards. I'm more chatting than showing, aren't I? Oh, thanks, Eric. Well, it has been helped that you've all been chatty with me as well. It does help. If you don't hear from others, then you would, it's much harder. Your conversations through this way, it does actually really does make me feel that I'm part of the community. I hope for you as well. Oh, yes. Yeah, outside the middle line. Exactly. Yep. In terms of online, I agree. It's just hard to know, isn't it? But I think in some ways, I think for origami, this is much better than in person. Dare I say it? I always found it very frustrating to go to an event. You can't see what's going on. Unless it's tiny, it's very hard. And it certainly is quite tiring as a presenter to go around to each individual person. Whereas with this, I can show you nice and close. And actually, you're having to do it in your own hands. So if anything, this is better for you that you're having to figure it out yourself. This side down that vertical line. Whereas, unless we really know things are safe, going close to somebody just does not feel the right thing to do. And to be honest, that's what you need to do with origami. It's about getting really close, which is lovely, but for now, maybe not so possible except this way. So turning it round, bottom of that square, folding it up, folding it inwards. There we go. I'm on my last square of the 8. If I was to do 20, obviously need to do another 12. So folding that in half. We've made pretty good progress, I think. I hope it's going okay for you. The outside along that vertical line. make a kite. Like so, and then taking that top point, folding it back, the side, folding it along that middle line. That's it. Oh, there we go. Go. The bells. I like that, Eric. Oh, yeah, it was May morning. People were very good. They obviously weren't out. We didn't go out. But from what I could see from local news, people actually had been good and hadn't gone out. So we took our trip to Birmingham on Saturday. So we got something like an 8 o'clock train. So we probably would have seen some stragglers by then. We're used to in the past to see people who stayed up all night. There we go. Right, I have folded my 8. I'm going to have a go at assembling it so far. So I wonder how you're getting on. Again, so remember to have them the same way round. And again, each time there's a pocket, popping that in. That's it. And then next one, again, making sure it's the same way round. So you get part of a way around a circle, and it's almost tilting it back to get them in. Oh, yeah. Well done, Eric, keeping careful. I've been lucky in my job that I've been offered both doses. So I've had both doses, but for now we're still being asked to keep up the same. So for now, still working remote. I don't know when things will change. Hard to know. I hope maybe it could be. I was trying to do it the wrong way around. I hope maybe at some point it could be a mixture. You know, some things in person, but also some stuff online can help people too. So I don't know. Maybe we've had to, over this time, just let go of planning things too much, which is living in the moment, I suppose, isn't it? Which is mindful. Well, all we can do is our best with what we have. Oh dear, old poor Eric. Well, I've taken up cutting and dyeing my own hair. It's needed. Not much cutting, thankfully. Otherwise, and I have to say, I rather enjoy it. I don't really feel like going back again. Oh, another one until April next. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I agree, Stephen. I feel quite scared if I think of going up and helping people closely. It doesn't feel right. In which case, actually, it's sort of better online, really. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah. Well, actually, I also run a Zoom, a open mic poetry and music session here in Oxford. There was a something I used to go to every week, only for maybe a year and a half. I was just coming out again after young child and going back to going out again, and I would go out by myself. Anyway, it's an amazing open mic poetry and music club, and if you perform then you get in for free. But it was an open mic space where there was no microphones. It's an open mic without the mic, so basically everyone had to be really quiet and just listen to each other. It was almost innocent. It was lovely dark and little candles and incense. It was quite hippie-ish actually, but lovely. Just a light on the centre stage, and everybody was welcome. It was such a lovely space of complete respect for each other, that you just listen, and incredibly powerful. Maybe about 60 of us in a room, sometimes on cushions and chairs, a very close space. And it was going to that which I found so astounding. I just found myself writing poems. So usually most weeks I'm writing a couple of poems as well over this time. And I kept in touch with people from there, people of all ages, which is what I loved about it. Young students alongside people in their 70s. And so I've kept a sort of online club in the spirit of that. the club was called Cat Weasel. And so doing that online, it's just a really small group of us, but it's so lovely, sharing music and poems. And so we do that through Zoom every week. And because that's such a lovely, kind space, I think that's again has given me lots of experience, which really helps. I think I have lots of warm associations with Zoom. And I think actually, if anything, it's a really good equalizer that you're all there equally rather than, and you can actually really, I think you almost need to do something active. So through origami, it works well because you're doing something. Through musical poems, you're listening to each other very well. There's something going on rather than just talking to each other. It has to be well managed. Zoom actually, if you have a sound on for everybody, it's just tiring and horrible. So it needs to be carefully and respectfully managed. So I do lots of managing, but I mean it's not needed for that. But if it's a big group, you have to. So oh yeah. So honey, or if ever you want to come along, any of you, for any poems or music, you're welcome to get in touch. So there we go. So this is only part of the circle. That was 8 out of 12. Are you okay for me to let you do the rest yourselves, maybe as an evening project? Did you want me to go through one last time, or are you happy with the videos that were on there so you can repeat that? Or maybe your 70th birthday. Congratulations, Eric. Yeah. Are you happy for me to stop there? Because I think it would take us quite a while to do the full 20, but I hope you've got the idea there. I hope it's got a sort of a lush feel to it. You've done, oh wow, Margaret, you're bounding ahead. Wow, you've just got 3 more to go. I mean, I don't know if it's always 20 or not, but that's what I found fitted Ancient of Days. Oh, it's coming together. Well done. While I've been chattering away, you have been getting on. Yes, that vertical line. Let me just do one more in case you're still. I'll just use a random scrap of paper now just to run through those little moves. I think it's like a little dance. Oh, yeah, I think people can either have good experiences with Zoom or really bad ones. And it's usually poor management, boring. You have to be doing something for it to be good. So again, it's just the same thing for that one diagonal line, sides in. Just running for it one more time, then I feel like I can. No, you're all in your own safe hands. Holding it to that middle line. That's it. Holding that back. But hopefully you all had that experience. I think you've done it quite a few times. This one, oh yeah, it's been really important to keep up community. And I think also a depth as well. I found like if it was just conversation, it'd be a little bit hard to keep it up. But I find with music and poems, it touches on, they're really deep. So you really do get to know each other, but in a really non-judgmental way. I mean, it's not as therapy, but it is therapeutic. Being creative it's being honest, and we can all relate to each other. That's what I found going to a music and poetry club. Whatever your background, you can always relate to how each other feels. And that's a great thing. So I hope you've managed, or at least you're getting there. Sorry, I haven't gone up to the 20. As mentioned, next week we're going to make buds. I love these buds. So I've been staring at buds on trees, sometimes just holding them gently, loving those wrapped up leaves, and they've inspired me to think, I haven't really seen a piece of origami like that, and I really want to make something that comes together. It's all related to lots of things I've been doing. It's one thing connects to another. It's all mind-boggling. And depending, that's with just 3 little. Yeah, I agree, like a fir cone as well. These ones almost reminded me of a lotus in a very abstract way, but just this beautiful feeling of like where the petals are going to open up. That lovely feeling of what's to come, of potential inside of it. Oh, well done, Margaret. That would be amazing to see. Bless you. You've got my @ Dr. Lizzie Burns, haven't you? And then you can build up layers. So the week after, then you'll learn how to add petals. I've no idea whether anybody else has done something like this, but it's my own little findings and sharings, and it's kind of principles really. I learn as I go along. Nice colours there. And then a week after that will be the square knot, which I'm enjoying a lot at the moment. And that's evolved into being different sorts of stars as well. Blimey, so many possibilities. Excellent. So it's been lovely to be with you all. Thank you for joining. It's only made into a lovely group by you being here. And oh wow, love to see that Palace Gardens origami. Wishing you all a good week. Look after yourselves. Looking after yourself is important. We all need to remind ourselves to do that. And by looking after ourselves, we really do have more resilience. We can care for others more, which is needed. We need to care for each other. We need to care for ourselves. Make time for that along with everything else. So look forward to seeing you next week with some buds. And oh, you're very welcome, Penny, Eric, Elizabeth, Marnie. I'm so glad you've enjoyed it, and enjoy those beautiful plumage stars. I hope they can fill you with joy. Bye bye.